Thank you so much. Welcome to Politics Today with Apostle Israel Great. This video is on a very sensitive topic. It's anchored on why it is extremely important that for the sake of our national interest, for our national security, the APC Vice Presidential Candidate, Kashim Shettima, should be disqualified for the sake of our national interest. You see, the key challenge facing the Nigerian people today is insecurity. Terrorism seems to have taken over. Terrorists control things in Nigeria. Everywhere, Nigeria is under siege. To move from one state to another is a problem. Before this government came to power in 2015, the problem of insecurity was restricted to Northeast. Though once in a while you see pockets of problem, maybe armed robbery or kidnapping in different parts of the country. But people were free to move about freely. Today, nationwide, everywhere, farmers cannot even go to farm. People are being killed daily. Nigeria had turned to be a massive graveyard, painted with innocent blood. So at this point, we must be careful with those who vote for, with those who hand over power to. We warned the Nigerian people in 2014, 2015 that APC as a party cannot fight corruption and cannot stop insecurity. But people refuse to listen. And look at the situation now. Nobody can deny the obvious. I want to present two publications. If I review those two publications, it will not be in the court of the Nigerian people to make up their mind as to who they want to vote for. As it's always said, a stitch in time saves 9. We are looking at what the APC Vice Presidential Candidate said so many years ago when he was just declared winner as a Borno State Governor-elect. The interview he granted to Daily Sun, in which he said, what we need to deal with Boko Haram is political solution. Shettima calls for political solution. This from Sun newspaper. Date Tuesday, May 17, 2011. The Borno State Governor-elect, Alhaji Kashim Shettima, said Boko Haram requires political solution. He told the whole world, and those who care to listen, that it is wrong to use the military to fight Boko Haram. He argues strongly that Boko Haram members are our sons and daughters, and as a result, the use of force or killing them is not justified. He was bitter and very angry why the then President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, will not accept to grant Boko Haram amnesty. He said if Yar'Adua granted the Niger Delta militants amnesty, why will Goodluck Ebele Jonathan not grant Boko Haram amnesty, dialogue with them, and grant them their request? Say the use of force or using military to fight them was uncalled for, that they should be invited. You discuss with them, find out what they want, grant them their request. That is the option put forward by Alhaji Kashim Shettima, the one who wants to be our vice president if Tinubu is voted into office. Remember his stand, and he will never change from that stand, that the use of the military to fight Boko Haram is wrong. They should not be killed. Dialogue with them, grant them their request, grant them an amnesty. Let me present another paper. This is this day. This was on May 16, 2014. May 16, 2014. As at this time, Shettima was already the sitting governor of Borno State, and Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was still in power. Under questionable circumstances, which defies understanding, Chibok girls were adopted, about 300 of them. According to federal authorities, those students were not supposed to be in school by that time. It was argued that they were brought to write exam. And so many questions were flying. Which exam? Even the federal government considered something fishy and was in doubt as to whether they were actually adopted or somebody was just trying to cover up something. But the governor of Borno State then, Alhaji Kashim Shettima, was furious and boiling that for 2 weeks after the girls were adopted, the federal government is not doing enough to rescue them. He was blackmailing the government in one way or the other, that they are feeling unconcerned. He was at a point confrontational that the federal government must bring back those girls. Kashim Shettima granted an interview to CNN. In that interview, Kashim Shettima did the unthinkable, as is presented here. Shettima urged FG to swap terrorists for students. Shettima urged FG, the federal government, to swap terrorists for students. In that case, a sitting governor called for a swap deal with terrorists. He said the federal government should release Boko Haram members in detention. One terrorist for one girl adopted. It was a very strange option, and the government was not happy about it. If you accept as a policy a swap deal with terrorists, no school in the north will be safe. And terrorists will be emboldened to operate freely, to operate without a challenge. But this is the stand of a sitting governor, a swap deal with terrorists. The question we need to ask ourselves, if Tinubu wins, God forbid, and Kashim Shettima gets to Asorok, you don't need the prophet to tell you, he will implement his stand. And if anybody will think of granting Boko Haram their demands, remember, one outstanding demand is no to Western education. What will happen to education in the north? Since Kashim Shettima was the one that presented this option of a swap deal, there is no doubt that he will pursue it if voted into office. In that case, adoption of girls or school children from one school to the other will be institutionalized. It will become a way of life. And the whole nation will be in serious trouble. Remember, this citizen of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, cannot change from this position, which he had already taken. And if given power, that is the line of action he will take. But the implication will spell doom for Nigeria. You go and get this paper and painstakingly look at it. This is not politics. This is not something we use to talk. Sentiment should be put aside. Your religion should be put aside. The activities of Boko Haram affect Christians, they affect Muslims. There's nobody is exempted from it. So, if a man have taken this way, this is his line of action, if given the opportunity, then there's a problem. His ambition, his position is a threat to our national security. That's why Nigerian people need to take decision. If you say the military should not be used to fight Boko Haram, and it's political solution that should be explored, and that their request should be granted, amnesty should be given to them, and if terrorists are adopted, swap deals should be entered into with the terrorists, then there is a problem. We need to reflect on this and take decision. When you go out to vote with your PVC, vote for a peaceful Nigeria. Vote that you may have your freedom to move about. Vote in such a way that school children will not be adopted. Our students will be free to go to school. The North needs education at all levels. Any attempt to frustrate education in the North will not help the people of the North. Every part of Nigeria needs education. Any attempt to create an environment where students will find it difficult to go to school will not augur well for any Nigerian. Let us think deeply. This is not politics. It's a question of this candidate. If given power, and he follows this line of thought, what will be the implication? Nigerian people should now begin to think. Please share this video, support it, let everybody get to know about it. Let us understand the candidate. and make a wise decision so that we will not move from frying pan to fire. The situation is already too bad in Nigeria. It should not be complicated. Thank you and God bless you.